Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block, episode 211. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deerigan. Alongside me, as always, is that retro code, Eddie V.
Nintendo 2021 is about to get hot with games. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that because I made a list. Okay, I made a list. But also joining us is our Hylian heroine, Celeste Roberts.
Good evening. Happy Labor Day. I hope you guys had a good day. If you were off today, I hope you were able to play some games, relax, maybe do a little barbecue.
I actually got to play games in the middle of the day today. It was actually very exciting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I usually don't play games. Like, my wife and I usually like catch up on shows or whatever and kind of hang out while my kid's asleep, while she's napping. But my wife had work to do today because it's Monday and her business doesn't take off on Mondays because, well, that's just how it goes. And I was like, can I play something? She's like, I don't care. I'm like, yes. So I got to play the Avengers for an hour. Let me tell you what, man. I started Paper Mario last week, and I was really digging it. I was really liking it. And then somehow I found the Avengers appearing on my Xbox, and I was like, okay, well.
Somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
Just popped on there.
Somebody got it for me. So it's...
Oh.
Yes, I know who, but...
Yeah.
Is it Eddie?
No, it's not. It was my mom.
That's really sweet.
I had to fight with Corey to get him something. I forced him to take.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it when people get me stuff. I hate it. I don't like my birthday. I don't really like holidays where you give people things. I like to give gifts. I don't like to receive them. It's weird. I get it.
Weird.
I don't like it. So
I'm the same way. I prefer making someone else happy.
Yeah, unless I really, really know you and like you, nobody knows what my birthday is because I refuse to let them give me stuff. So
I don't know the date, but I know the month. But I will refrain from saying it so you don't have people showering you with gifts all month long.
That'd be awesome. Thank you for keeping that a secret. But yeah, I know this game isn't really on Switch, but I do kind of want to talk about it before we get into like the meat of the show. The Avengers is a game that it is a beautiful mess. This game, it is
a beautiful mess.
It is okay at best, but the story they are telling around this girl named Kamala Khan, which I know things through osmosis kind of about this character, but I don't really know anything about this character because I'm not like whatever. I don't read comics. I don't really care. I know they're making a Disney Plus show about her at some point. So I've been playing it. And so the premise of the story, how it kind of starts is it's so like, it feels like fan fiction, but it's Kamala Khan wins a fan fiction contest about the Avengers, and she gets to go to Avengers Day, which takes place in San Francisco. And she's there. She's at this big Avengers festival. There's like arcade games, and the Avengers are there, like walking around saying hi to everybody. And like, there's a point where she meets each one of the Avengers randomly. And she's like freaking out, and it's just like the most adorable thing. It's like you're just like, it was, the story they're telling is like the lift me up story of the year, in a year that's just been so terrible for a lot of people.
So it's a positive experience so far, big time.
And like she like fangirls out every time she meets one of them, and like she's like, oh my gosh, you're Captain America, because she goes to look and like his shield's on display, like his World War II shield is on display in like the Captain America section of the festival, and these bullies are kind of like, they're older than her, and they're like, why are you here? You're too young to be here. Whatever. You can't write good whatever. They were being really mean to her, and she like stands up to them, and they like walk away, and she's like looking at Cap's shield. She's like, I wish I was as courageous as you. And he walks up behind her and he said, well, I think what you did there was pretty courageous. And she like freaks out, and like it's super cute. And so like then like this big thing happens, and this is like the very beginning of the game. This is what sets up the game, so it's not really spoilers. If you played the beta, you know what happens. A-Day, like there's an attack on San Francisco during A-Day. The Avengers try to stop it, and it's like this big decoy, and Captain America gets killed in the thing, and it disbands the Avengers. Superheroes are kind of not illegal, but they're kind of looked down upon, and there's a big company trying to cure super powers or whatever. It's pretty much the X-Men storyline, like the Cure storyline, but in an Avengers game.
Yeah,
almost.
I was gonna say that plot sounds familiar.
Yeah. So like you 5 years later, you're Kamala Khan, and she has like this secret hideout where she is collecting intel on all the Avengers where they are, and there's a group called the Resistance that she's trying to find, and she ends up finding them in Utah, but she ends up getting there, and it ends up being this empty like helicarrier, and the Hulk lives there, like not Bruce Banner, just the Hulk. And she finds Cap's shield in this helicarrier, and she's like, no way, because I think it's the helicarrier that he dies in, but they can't find his body or anything. So she picks up the shield, and like through this crack in the wall, you just hear this like thumping, and it's the Hulk running, and like there's this big chase sequence and whatever. But then she learns how to like communicate with the Hulk after this big chase sequence and whatever, and Bruce Banner, and they become friends, and it's just super endearing and cute. And this is not what I was expecting from an Avengers game. It wasn't.
My question: do you think that?
Ed, I can't hear you.
Oh, 1, 2. Can you hear me?
You're a little quiet. Not gonna lie.
A little bit louder.
Yeah.
1, 2. Can you hear me?
Okay,
yep,
that's
there you
better.
are. There he is. There's that guy.
Do you think they kind of switched this game, or they couldn't reveal a lot because it looks different?
Dude, I played the beta. They cut out the first 2 hours of the story from the beta, and like, I just now played through the part where the beta is, and I've probably played for 3 or 4 hours at this point.
Because when they showed off this game, when they announced this game, they like Miss Marvel and stuff. They didn't say none of that.
I think they were trying to keep it a secret, and like just the way it was received, they like were like, okay, well, this is who you're playing as, and these are like the story's being told through her eyes, even though there's different sections where you play as the different Avengers, right? So I don't know. I wasn't really going to get this game at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really wasn't, and you know, I've started playing it, and it's just one of the most heartwarming stories I've been playing through in a while. Like, it's honestly, out of everything I've played this year, it might be my favorite thing I've played this year.
It sounds really cute.
Let me put it this way. It is the best 7 out of 10 game I've ever played.
Average game.
Because, like, I played through the section as the Hulk, and it's just like, it's a button masher, right? It's like, you, like, XXY, like, light attack, heavy attack combo. There's, like, special attacks when the meters fill up that you can use and everything. It's like a very standard, generic action game with like, it clearly is going to turn into a Destiny game at some point after the campaign's over, where, like, you need your gear score to go up, and you need to collect different items to have different builds, and you know what I mean, like different, very complicated systems. But the story is like, you can fly through the story without ever doing anything, you know.
Does it feel like a Dynasty Warrior game?
It feels
in action where it feels good to attack and
it actually feels more like the Arkham games, to be honest, because there's dodge mechanics, there's a counter. There's like a really smooth counter system once you unlock it with certain characters, and yeah, man, it's not a great game to play, but if this was a movie, I would be watching it probably 2 or 3 times a week. Like, just the story is so fun.
It's just baffling on how they presented this game, because they even did like Troy Baker and them. All the voice actors.
And you can totally tell that Troy Baker is Bruce Banner, and you can totally tell that Nolan North is the Hulk, and you can totally tell that, like,
or Iron Man.
The who's who of voice actors are in this game. You can just tell, right? They're not really trying to hide it, but it's fun.
But it just feels like when you actually what the game is actually about, you don't realize it's not really about the Avengers.
Yeah, it's not about the Avengers. It's about Kamala learning how to use her powers and befriending her idols that have gone through something traumatic, and her bringing them together, which is amazing.
It's a Metal Gear Solid 2 thing.
I don't know. I never played it. Nobody cares about that game. It sucks.
No, where you play as
but they said like a year ago that you play as Kamala. They said that like a year ago.
Yeah, but when they introduced the game, everybody thought that you would be playing as the Avengers.
Well, you do play as the Avengers.
Right, but people thought when they was going to be playing the whole game as the Avengers, they didn't expect the switch that the game would be about her.
Well, when the campaign's over, like, you can play as any of them that you want, and you play these, war table missions that are essentially Destiny strikes for those who are.
Okay.
And it's, that's essentially what it is. So,
yeah.
But I'm enjoying it. I didn't mean to take up the first 15 minutes of this show talking about it, but it's like, I can't get over how much I'm enjoying this game. As someone who's not a comic book guy, as someone who watched the Avengers movies but like hasn't seen them all and like doesn't really care to, like
a lot of people
I don't know. I'm just really like every time like honestly, I can't wait till the show's over so I can edit the show and go play like an hour before I go to bed.
We gotta hurry up with the show, you guys. Corey has to play.
I'm just saying, Corey, that a lot of people agree with you. I was like telling you that a lot of people who got the Avengers, they're enjoying it. They don't think it's a masterpiece, but they were just like they're having fun with what they're playing.
Yeah.
So they were just like the beta didn't really do it justice. I think the final product is better.
I will say this: I like it a lot more than I did Spider-Man on PS4. I do like it a lot better, and like the leaked list of characters, you can definitely tell that there's going to be archetypes, right? Kamala Khan, when they add Spider-Man to the PS4 version, he's going to play like Kamala Khan because she can swing, she can do like these massive punches where I'm sure they'll just be spider web shooters or whatever. Like you can definitely tell that Spider-Man's going to play like Kamala Khan. You can tell that when Kate Bishop and Hawkeye come in, they're going to play like those characters. When Winter Soldier comes in, he'll play like Black Widow. Like you can see that the main characters are archetypes for the characters that they're going to add in the future, which is probably smart from a balancing perspective. But like, I don't know. If you have an Xbox or PlayStation, like I would really give this a second look if you were planning on ignoring it, just for the sheer fact that the story is so fun. And by the way, I'm playing on Xbox One X. It's one of the best looking games I've ever seen in terms of like the characters. Like there's this cutscene where Hulk is like screaming at the screen, and you would swear you're watching one of the movies. That's how good it looks, and it's in engine. So,
nice.
Like the character models look fantastic. The environments look fantastic. It's just like the one thing that really kind of breaks it for me is like the combat, and you're fighting like robots, and you're not really fighting any big baddies yet. I got through the Abomination fight, which is like the bad guy Hulk, and that was not fun. It wasn't fun. Like I was just like, okay, let's just use all these heavy attacks and throw them into these electric walls so I can get through to the next story beat. So there's this one point too where like after you go through like this first big huge story mission, Kamala gets her own room on the helicarrier, and she's like geeking out about she finally gets to stay on the same ship as the Avengers, even though it's only Bruce Banner. Like I can't like say enough fun things about this story. It's so fun.
I love seeing you so excited about it.
It's been a long time since I think I've been this excited about a game, and it's not even like a fun game. It's fine. Like it's a fine game, but the story is like it really grabbed me for some reason. So, yeah, What?
Oh, I was just gonna say I think I'll wait for a Black Friday sale.
Yeah, like
Or
that's what I mean. Like if you find this game on sale, if it's like 30 or $40 on Black Friday, and you want a good 10 to 15 hour campaign with a fun story, like totally worth it. Totally worth it. You don't have to do any of the Destiny style stuff. You don't have to do any of the multiplayer stuff. It's not required. Once they add new characters to the game, all the new characters are free, and they all come with a story expansion for free. Like they monetize you by their Fortnite style battle pass or whatever, where they're like $10 a piece, and you get to unlock cosmetics. But that's the other cool thing about this game too, is like the cosmetics are fun, and like all the Avengers have like different costumes from their history or whatever, but Kamala's battle pass is like, as you progress through it, she gets different outfits based on the other Avengers. Like she has like a Captain America t-shirt, or like a Iron Man t-shirt, or like a green shirt that just says Smash for the Hulk. It's really fun. Man, so fun. So
that's awesome.
That's good.
I'm glad I spent the first 20 minutes of this show talking about this game, but
that's okay. You're allowed to talk about what you've been playing, and there are other people who will appreciate hearing it.
Yeah, it's Ed. You and I talked about this, and we thought that Marvel Ultimate Alliance was actually going to be the better Marvel game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's true anymore.
I think for me personally, I still think it is. I think the beta switch, for the Avengers is just weird in a sense. I mean,
there was something. I don't understand where this bait and switch thing is coming. I guess because they did announce that the story takes place around Kamala Khan like a year ago.
Right, but the thing about it is that when they showed it at E3, when everything came out and they were just hyping this game up, and definitely with the voice actors, it gave you the impression that you were playing as the Avengers.
Well, you lead with your heavy hitters. You don't lead with this kind of secondary character that nobody really knows. Right. Especially because like the movies were like they were leading up to Infinity War and Endgame, and right. Iron Man and Captain America and Thor are still like your heavy hitters.
So I wonder why they didn't include her when they first announced this and was talking about it.
I don't know.
That was the thing, and that's why I said the beta switch, that you baited people to thinking, hey, you're gonna be playing your favorite Avenger and be doing all of this.
But you
then
do.
They switched it up on you. Be like, no, the actual game is this. So. I'm not saying that some people might feel deceived or duped or whatever, but I'm like, it seems to be still a great game for everybody. It was just the marketing is the beta switch in a sense.
Yeah, I guess, but yeah. Anyway, I started Paper Mario, but this game and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater have totally just stolen the rest of the year for me. I'm not gonna lie. It's so. Anyways, let's get into the housekeeping so we can talk about what you guys have been doing. This is Nintendo Power Block, Boss Rush Games Nintendo podcast. Every week, Celeste, Ed, and I, as well as our friends from around the internet, come together right here on twitch.tv/Boss Rush Games to talk about the latest news, rumors, releases, and your questions in the world of Nintendo. If you can't join us live, no big deal. You can head on over to youtube.com/BossRushGames and podcast services around the whatever podcast service you listen to us on. Remember to like, subscribe, share, rate, and review us, and check us out on BossRushGames.com, including Ed's review of Ghost of Tsushima and our Tony Hawk's review from Logan, and our reacts to the 35th anniversary Mario stuff, and a deep dive into that, which we're actually going to talk about here too, because some people might not have heard it, and we can talk about it. And Celeste, I want to hear your ideas on that too. But so Snacktendo, everybody's favorite food segment here on Nintendo Power Block. What's everybody been putting in their mouths and swallowing down to their good stomachs, and eating good? Uh-oh. Ed's got a visual aid. Ed's got show and tell.
So I have Intamin's apple cider donuts. this is the first time me seeing them. I've never seen them do it. They're really good. I got Kodiak Cakes, Graham Bear Bites. And what I like about I was looking at the box and I was just like, what is this? 5 grams of protein. I haven't eaten it yet, but I'm just like, I love bears. And if people know me, know what I mean by that. And I was just like, I can't wait for Snacktendo to show off this box. So I can't wait to have these graham cracker bears, I should say. I did pick up some chicken in the biscuit and cheese, the easy cheese that you spray on.
What?
That's in the
canned
can.
cheese,
like Cheese Whiz.
Cheese Whiz, yeah. I
And my stomach hurts for you.
No, we used to get that on our car rides. Like it was like one of the things to eat to keep us kind of feel. But the last thing I want to talk about as I got the Tostitos hint of queso. So it's the round Tostito chips that you could dip in, but they got a queso cheese flavor to like powder. And then I dipped them into their salsa verde, because they also got that as chips itself, and it's really good. Like that nice spicy with this mild kind of salsa, and it's really, really good. I was just like, I found my best combo. This is my combo and everything. Last but not least, I had a Twix cookie and creams today, and just it was so good.
Those are the greatest thing ever created.
Yeah, but that's what I've been snacking on. I really cannot wait to try the Kodiak cakes. I found this in Wisconsin. And I was just like, okay, I need to go get some snacks for Snacktendo for next week. Mm-hmm. And I found this, and I was just like, yes, I'm so good to go. And I got some Buffalo Ranch Pringles that I picked up. And I just got to open that and try them. I got a lot of cookie stuff. They did have Kit Kat apple pie.
That one's good.
I cannot find it. It was sold out.
Oh, Ed, I don't really like apples, but this one is so good. It's so delicious.
I love apple pie. That's one of my weaknesses. Like if you want to like not kidnap me or anything, but if you just want to be like my super, super best friend and be like, I have an apple pie for you, I would love you for eternity.
I think you're gonna like these. They're really good. They're creamy and have that cinnamon apple taste to them. They're very good. I hope you can find them.
Yeah, when I went to the grocery store in Wisconsin, they had the instant box for them, but all of them were sold out. So they only had the birthday cake, the regular Kit Kats, and the dark mint, and the white chocolate and the dark chocolate ones. So I gotta see if I can find those apple ones, because I really want to try them. If not, I'm gonna see if someone can send them to me.
Walmart and Target should have them. If you can go.
I'll probably try Target. Yeah, Target gets some of the stuff. But yeah.
Awesome. Those look like good snacks.
Yeah.
That you have.
Snacks. Celeste, what are you snacking on?
Well, over the weekend we went to Harahan, which is right outside of New Orleans, and we ate at Zoe's Kitchen. I don't know if that's a chain where you guys live.
Mm-mm.
It has like Greek Mediterranean food. I don't want to say it's fast food, but it's not a sit-down restaurant. It's, I don't know what, like that in-between tier, like a Chipotle kind of situation. And I had some spicy chicken kebabs with some hummus, some roasted vegetables, a Greek salad. And for dessert, we went to La Madeleine, which is a French French food franchise. And we had dessert. I had a little fruit tart with like kiwis, strawberries, blueberries, mandarin oranges on it, and a custard filling. And I had a mini lemon tart. I love lemon desserts. One of my, so good.
Me and Corey was conversating, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna send you a lemon pie. and then and found out that Corey doesn't like pie, and because I was trying to say lemon meringue pie, you're just like, no, I will send you. He said he would send it back with a note that says slap. I think I told him I'll send him back with some peanut butter cookies or something.
Ew.
Oh, that's mean.
You're so mean, Ed.
That was, yeah.
Compared to how mean you be to me, Corey, sometimes.
No.
Lemon desserts are my favorite. Oh, love them. Yeah, that's what I had. Then one of my favorite cereals that I like to eat for breakfast is Blueberry Morning by Post. You guys ever had that one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good.
Love that one. We've been addicted to Thomas or Thomasville, whatever that brand is that makes bagels. We've been addicted to their everything bagels.
Oh, I didn't know.
My wife just bought some of those.
Is that the one it's in a white box and it got that orange background?
It has an orange background, but it comes wrapped, like it has a tie around it. You can find it by the other bread. It's not refrigerated.
They're the ones that do like the egg with muffin bread kind of.
Oh, the English muffins? Yes.
English muffins.
They do the English muffins, and we like to put cream cheese on them. But Corey, if you have them in your house, I hope you try them soon because
I didn't know they made bagels.
Yeah, we didn't either until about a month ago, and they make cinnamon, raisin, they make blueberry.
My wife bought everything and blueberry and regular because she knows I don't eat anything on my bagel.
Oh, well, never mind. But they're very good. The texture is delicious because we were buying another brand that was okay, but these are fluffier and denser and chewier. So if you go to the store, I really recommend them.
I'll probably go hit to the store Wednesday and see if they got some. Because definitely, like, if I do like cream cheese or anything, I always do Philadelphia. And I'll do a strawberry Philadelphia or the regular one.
Someone in the chat said they're still trying to find the Cheetos flavored mac and cheese.
Which is, I had the Cheetos cheddar jalapenos.
Wow. They were good?
They were so good. I ate the whole bag. And I normally can't do spicy stuff, but I was just like, oh, these are so good. And I kept eating them.
Are they as spicy as the Flaming Hot Cheetos? Because I like Flaming Hot Cheetos.
Oh, they're less. They're less spicy. They're less spicy than that.
Because I love Flaming Hot Cheetos and hot fries, like the Andy Cap hot fries. You remember Andy Cap on the Sunday morning comics? Yeah.
So it's in the blue bag, and then he's Andy's is like the hot. If you was a black ghetto sassy girl here in North Chicago, Andy's for sure like number one. Andy's was first. You would have some kind of weird soda pop, and then somewhere in your pocket you had Now and Laters.
Oh, I like Now and Laters.
Yeah, and the only time you got Laffy Taffy is somebody was handing them to you. That's the only time. Those was a snack back in the days.
They still make them. We should bring that back.
Why is Corey just smiling? Just like,
I don't have any idea what you guys are even talking about.
You don't know what Now and Laters are?
I mean, I do, but I haven't seen them in so long, and I don't even remember what they taste like.
They got a new design. Yeah, they used to be like square kind of hard candies that you sucked, and they used to be like 10-15 cents at the gas station. But now they come like in a big bag. They changed it, and they had different flavors and stuff.
They're not as soft as Now and Later as Laffy Taffy. Laffy Taffys are easier to chew.
Right.
Was it this show that we talked about Starburst jelly beans, or was it?
It was this one.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Starburst jelly beans.
Starburst jelly beans are amazing.
Oh, I thought you were about to say, here's another thing I don't like.
No, look, if I eat one, I'm going to eat the whole bag. And so they just don't appear in this house because I would weigh 400 pounds and not be able to sit in this chair. So I'm already struggling to keep my weight down as it is. I do not need that extra pressure.
What you talking about? I'm going to talk to you after the show about that. Man.
Is that it, Celeste?
I made the chicken enchilada casserole for dinner tonight. It's. Do you guys? You know how just there's this one dish that you can make it once a month and you don't get tired of it. It's just so good, so easy.
Once a month. I get Casa del Rio once a week. Like I get the same thing every weekend, and it's like, yeah. And like my wife is like, "Don't you ever want to try anything else?" I'm like, "No, that's your job, and I'll just eat whatever you don't."
Fried rice is for me.
Oh
it's
yeah. We've been alternating between Casa del Rio and this place called Rice Paper, which I think I talked about a couple weeks ago. It's
the Indonesian fried rice.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to go when I visit Corey. I can't wait to go there and have some.
It's just the greatest thing. It's like it's so good. The chicken is so good.
When Fridays was open, I used to always just for some weird reason go up there, get a Long Island iced tea, but get their pot not pot bellies, the
pot stickers.
Pot stickers, yeah. And literally just be like, I will order 2 of them because I would eat them the first one so fast. I'd be like, I need another one. And I would literally just be at Fridays with my Long Island iced tea eating the pot stickers, 2 of them.
Nice. Well, for me, I got a bag of the Ritz Thins crackers, but the sour cream and onion ones. They are very delicious, and my wife's like, "Don't touch those. Those are mine." I'm like, "Just one," and then I ended up eating like a whole bunch of them.
Which one?
The Ritz Thins, but the sour cream and onion ones.
Oh, okay. How are those?
They're very
really
delicious.
Good.
They're very delicious.
I have not tried those yet. I've been wanting to.
Well, Ed, you gotta just snag a bag and just eat the whole thing.
Now, are you talking about those? They're like it's
not
a bag
snap.
of Ritz, not the snap. Okay, the snapped ones are Cheez-Its, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you're talking about the bag of Ritz crackers instead of a box, right? It looks like it's in the chip aisle. I think.
It's a white bag with like a red top, and then it just says Ritz on it. But then they're like Thins,
Like
and
4
like
different
they
flavors.
have regular. I think they have like a cheese version, and then they have sour cream and onion and barbecue, and the sour cream and onion ones. Sour cream and onion.
I know
Yeah, they
what
normally
you're talking about.
they normally keep it with the crackers.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe so. Those are addictive.
Yeah.
Once you have that bag, it's like, you better take this away from me.
Yep.
I've been wanting to try them, but I never gave in.
You don't want to, so you don't want to give in because you're scared you're not going to be able to stop once you get started.
It's not so much as that when I think of Ritz, I think of that good buttery taste, and I'm just like salivate, and I'll just be like, I could eat half of this bag, but then I'll get full, then I have to stop, and then drink some water, and then the cycle will continue.
Do y'all remember, I'm assuming they still make them, but they were really popular when we were kids, the little mini Ritz crackers with either cheese or peanut butter?
Mm-hmm. Mm. They were like little sandwiches in a...
Yes.
Yeah, but as you get older, you realize there's something not natural about that cheese that's inside.
I don't care. It's delicious.
It's like a paste. It's like a cheese paste.
Yes.
It's like if you took Easy Mac, the cheese from Easy Mac, and just rolled it out into like this paste and stuck it on a cracker. That's what it reminds me of. But it's like, I don't care. I'm just gonna keep eating these, and my stomach explodes from cheese paste. Then I guess that's how I'm gonna go out.
If I didn't have the cheese ones, I would get the peanut butter ones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they did one with peanut butter and jelly in them and Ritz.
Ew, what?
Probably. Corey's definitely not going to get those.
It was a limited one that they did. So Corey, I'll try one. I'll get a bag and I'll try it.
Do it. Tell me how it is. Do a review. Film yourself. Review these chips.
Okay, I will. I sure enough will.
We need like a snack tasting show.
Oh, what if we don't like it? Then we want to spit it out.
Well, that's good content.
I am the one that would do it.
We should do it. We should do that.
Everybody just like write it in.
Maybe we should do that for like the Pavlok pre-show as like a snack, snack reactions or something. I don't know.
Like we each have to bring a new snack we haven't tried before.
Yeah.
A snaction.
Or like we each pick one for the other person, and like you can like troll someone and tell them to get something you know they're gonna hate.
Oh, that would like each week one of us gets to pick the snack and we'll alternate, and then we all have to have the same thing.
Yeah, right? Then we just review it.
That sounds. I thought we were each gonna have something different.
I mean, we could do that too, but your idea is way better. So
what would you guys recommend for me for next Monday? So Corey, you say the sour onion Ritz. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
And what would she recommend that I try? Or should I try the bagel, the Thomas bagel?
I'll go with the Thomas bagel. Have it for breakfast or make a sandwich out of it.
Okay. And then I will keep them, and we'll have a live reaction next Monday.
Please remind me so I don't forget.
I'm gonna forget as soon as we get off. I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably forget before the show ends.
Add it to that calendar I made.
Yeah. Man. Well, I also had another burrito from Casa del Rio Express, and it's my go-to. I don't care how I feel after this. I'm gonna eat it anyway. Snack. So it's not really a snack. It's like 3 meals in one burrito, but it's a snack. It's fine.
Wow.
It looks delicious. And I saw that Earl of Sandwich is now following you on Twitter.
The highlight of my life just happened today. Earl of Sandwich, the delicious sandwich place that we go to when we go to Disney World, has followed me on Twitter. So take that, Josh. I know he's not listening to this, but it's like this running joke on Tower Casuals that we just talk about sandwiches too much, and we always talk about their sandwiches. And yeah, that was Earl Sandwich follows me. I'm very excited.
They followed you today?
Yeah, I screenshotted that. I'm keeping that forever. I don't care if they unfollow me tomorrow. I'm keeping it. So
to prove that at one point in time,
yes, they
were one of your followers.
Yes. They also retweeted me and they said, "The Earl makes dreams come true." And I was like, I sent after they followed me, I was like, I sent them a gift that said, "This is the best day of my life." It's awesome. You can go check that out. I retweeted it. You can check it out on my Twitter. Felt very special. I felt very, it was awesome.
That is awesome.
Nice. I'm glad. I felt very good about myself this morning. I'm not going to lie. I sold some stuff, made a lot of money. Earl Sandwich followed me. It was a pretty good day. Got to play Avengers. I got to play some Paper Mario. It was a good time. So it was a good day.
How far are you in Paper Mario?
Oh, like an hour, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. That's a big maybe. But yeah, I guess we could talk about what we've been playing. Celeste, I'm going to start with you.
All right. So, this is not a video game, but I did order the Legends cookbook for Legend of Zelda recipes.
Ooh.
Yes. Nice.
So, I'm very excited to try to make some recipes from there. I think what caught my attention the most is that the author or authors, I'm not sure if it's one or more people, they make a Chateau Romani drink, their vision of it from Majora's Mask. And I was always curious as to what that would taste like. So I'm really excited to make that once I get the book. And then yesterday I did some Ring Fit, and I'm feeling it today. 100% feeling it. I woke up sore. I like to do the sets rather than the adventure mode. I like to focus on different areas like my arms, legs, stomach, whatever. And I never played the Wii Fit, but if it was anything like the Ring Fit, oh my goodness.
No, it was Ring Fit is more takes more energy to use than Wii Fit.
Yeah, it's yeah, you're gonna get a workout if you if you haven't played it yet and you're looking for a good workout, get the Ring Fit. Then I also played a short hike over the weekend and I completed it. Yeah.
Yay.
Did you finish it too, Ed?
Not yet. I'm gonna jump back. I picked it up a little bit yesterday, but I didn't play for too long. I was trying to I think I was trying to do everybody's side story before I get to the end of the game.
Yes, I need to go back because I think I have one or two people's side stories, but the dialogue you have with some of the characters is really funny with some of them. Like there's this one deer that's just lying down, and at first I thought it was dead. But then I started talking to him or her, and they were complaining about being really bored. I'm dying of boredom. Oh, it's just such a cute, charming game, and once you complete it, there's just a really sweet message that hits home, especially if you're close with your parents. It's sweet. I'm not going to say anything more. I don't want to spoil it, but it made me tear up a little bit. It's not sad. It's just kind of sentimental. And then my goal right now is to complete Super Mario Brothers 3 on the All-Stars on the Super Nintendo Online on Switch.
So are you doing every level or are you doing the whistle trick?
I'm going to try to do every level. I'm going to do every world. I might, if I can skip some levels, I'll see how, I'll try them out. And if they're really hard, I'll just skip them. This might be a hot take. I am not above the Nintendo Rewind. That does not bother me. Like, I kept dying on certain levels, and I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm not here for bragging rights. I'm doing this to have fun. So I did rewind a few times, and if somebody wants to come after me for that, I'll just say, well, you play it how you want to play it, and I'll play it how I want to play it. I pay my taxes. No, I just, some people get really heated about that, and I'm just like, well, play it how you want to play it, and other people play it how they want to play it. It doesn't prevent you from playing it the original way.
I'm glad people have no life that they are able to do that.
Yeah.
To vent?
No, to be mad at somebody for playing a game how differently than they do. I'm glad that people have the time that they feel they can do that.
Give me some of that time if you have it.
Yeah, please, I'll take some.
Me and Corey played the original Super Mario Brothers 3, and the way that he died on one of the levels.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's because of that Pro Controller. I'm telling you, the Pro Controller sucks. I came to the conclusion that the Switch Pro Controller just sucks in terms of responsiveness. It's terrible. I don't understand why it's so bad, especially on the Switch Online games.
Well, how did you die? What level was it?
It was what, the second level, second level
of the entire game?
Yeah, and I went to jump over a pit and Mario didn't jump, and I was like, why didn't you jump? You should have jumped. I pressed the jump button.
I fell out laughing because the coach was like, Super Mario Brothers 3 is my favorite game, and this, and it
betrayed him.
Yeah.
And I just fell out laughing.
And Ed wonders why I'm mean to him all the time.
I'm currently on World 4. That's the world where you guys might remember where everything is huge.
Yeah, big giant world.
I love that one. When I was a kid, that one just blew my mind. I thought it was the neatest, most creative thing to put in a video game. So, yeah, that's one of my favorite games. I do. Ed, you asked about the warp whistle. One of the reasons I had to rewind was because I was looking through my inventory and I accidentally clicked on the warp whistle. I had to rewind.
Oh, wow. I remember us watching The Wizard and finding out the first way on how to get the because the game wasn't out yet, but if you watch The Wizard, you found out how to get the whistle in that game.
I have 2 whistles right now.
You see, you can use the 2 whistles and they would get you to the last world if you care for it. But I beat Mario 3 with every level beaten.
Mm-hmm.
So
There are some challenging ones. I've been saying a few choice words while playing. Like whenever I can't think of that enemy's name. It's that huge fish that's in some levels that if you're not careful, he'll eat you.
Uh, um,
He's like a giant cheap.
cheap. Yeah, cheap.
I
He's
think
a
he
big cheap.
has. I think
Because
he
he's
has
the
like
one
a
that
special
swim.
name.
I think so, because he swims in the water, and if he jumps and you're small, he'll automatically eat you, and you're dead.
Yes, and he sometimes like spits out this other little fish. Is he just big cheap? Or I thought he had like a different name.
No, I thought it was just big cheap.
I'm
Because the
looking
small
this
ones
up.
are cheaps.
It is big cheap. Okay, I thought he had a cool name. Okay, a boss bass. Oh, boss bass. Okay.
Oh,
It's also found underwater, and when it spits out the fish, it's called Big Bertha.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing. What about you guys? Who wants to go next?
It does.
okay. So, I had to get my Switch because I actually been playing a lot. Crosscode. I'm about to get into the land, like get further off, and get off the ship. I just did the first boss battle, and beat that. Been playing a lot of the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, getting my shrines. I am now at Rito Village, so I am about to go in to like fight the third guardian, um, so I could get the third power and stuff, and then I'll continue to do the shrines before I go get my master sword. Been put
Nice.
been putting time into Nine Parchments. This is kind of like a MMO style kind of uh role playing game. You could play up to 4 players all on one screen. It's kind of fun. I picked it up and then put it down because I seen it at the Nintendo Direct. I'm like, oh, this looks like my kind of game. But it's just I got to put in some work to do it. A short hike, like I mentioned, played a little bit of it, making progress. The Contra Collection. I actually was playing Contra the Japanese version, and I have it for Xbox One, and I got to record it because if you play the Japanese version, which was the Famicom version, is way different than America because there's more animations and there's like cutscenes in there that they took out for the American version. Um, played a little bit of later daters. I thought there was some new content, but it seems I have to replay and make different decisions because it has a 5-day schedule, but I end up on the third day they like resolve everything. So I think there's more to the game. Paper Mario, the Origami King. And I'm gonna end it with here. I am. I just got to the the yellow ribbon,
Hmm.
and I got it to where the tempo has came out of the sand. Because I beat the Firebird, which wasn't hard. I had to actually figure out like, oh, okay, now I know what I need to do. So, but I'm at the tempo and everything. The little shy guy stole out like $1,100 of my coins uh, for me to rescue Luigi. But it was a cool thing and stuff because I told him I wasn't gonna pay him, and then found out that if you don't pay him, you get a game over.
Oh yeah. So you're in Shroom City?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I did all of that. So now I just gotta go to that tempo, um, fight whatever boss is there, and then um, I'll have 2 more. I think I have 2 more ribbons to do after that. Um, and then I should be done with the game and everything.
Very good.
But definitely once again enjoying Paper Mario. I did buy Nexomon, so but I haven't started yet. Windbound and The Last Campfire is on my wish list. So those are probably gonna be 2 games that I would get next week. Cause definitely next Friday I'll be picking up my Super Mario 3D collection. And I cannot wait. Yes.
I know.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing on Switch. Like I'm really trying to work on this backlog for Switch and get stuff done. not the way.
Nice. You finished Zelda yet?
I am working on it.
This is the new segment every week now. Finish Zelda yet?
Did you finish Okami?
No, I deleted it actually.
What you mean you deleted it?
I hate it. I hate that game. I'm sorry. I couldn't play it anymore.
Oh my god.
See, this is gonna be the thing. I haven't finished Breath of the Wild, he haven't finished Okami, and both of them are great top tier games. And so,
except one is top tier, the other one is deleted off my system.
One is your personal opinion. They both are top tier games. Okay.
Oh man, Ed, I'm just messing with you. I just like to mess with you.
I don't know why. I don't never do nothing to you.
Because it's
nice.
Fun.
but it's not fair.
People think we're not friends because I make fun of you so much. Which I guess
that's what
is
friends
fair.
do. You always tease the ones you love.
Yeah. That's why we never make fun of Celeste, because we don't like her.
I mean, I knew that already.
Wow.
She just invades our Skype call every Monday night and is like,
invade it. I'm like, please make me feel better about my life and my choices.
oh man, you made a choice by being here, so there it is.
Well, I'm just here for the food talk.
Oh man, I played the first hour of Paper Mario and I really like it. It's gonna be the game I play for a while when I can't use the TV. I think it's charming. The writing is fun. I've only played the first hour of it, but I can already see that it's better than Color Splash, where like I like the accordion arms where you like rip the walls down. I think finding Bowser captured and he's just like this folded piece of paper is just really funny. It's also very terrifying when you go in there and you find out how they turn the flat pieces of paper into origami people. It's like this vat of something, and you just see their shadows get dropped in. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is violent. This is scary.
Yeah, and it broke my heart when the little Goomba said, I never saw Toad.
Yeah. Oh, man. What a... that's like a... Things were getting serious in there.
It gets more serious, too.
I know. I hear there's a point where a lot of people are like, oh no, this is not... No. So...
spoil it.
I told Celeste, I'm like, nah, I didn't really feel nothing. I mean, I understand what they were going for, but it's a character that I know that this was going to happen. So
yeah, it's sad. It wasn't like the saddest thing in video game history to me, but it was. Yeah, it's sad for a Mario game. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, so I've been playing that. Speaking of Mario, I actually went back to Mario Odyssey a little bit. I played a little bit of Mario Odyssey, just running around, and just because like the 35th anniversary stuff is coming, and I wanted to get my Mario feet underneath me again, and so I've been just running around in Odyssey. I've collected a couple more moons, and I really kind of want to go back to that game and kind of start over and play it, because like I lost a lot of that muscle memory of like jumping and diving and throwing and the different acrobatics that you have to do to get to certain places. I just don't have it down pat anymore. So I was actually thinking about doing that at some point. So maybe someday. And then I've also been playing The Witcher 3 on my Switch. It's I don't know, just like once a week I'll pick it up and play like an hour of it and be like, I like this game. See you next week. It's just one of those things. So that's kind of all I've been playing on the Switch. Like I said, Tony Hawk and the Avengers have like really just taken over my game playing time. I wasn't planning on either of them being there, and guess what? They're both there, and now I can't choose between Paper Mario and those two games. So
I got Tony Hawk for my boyfriend for his birthday, and he's been really enjoying it.
Yeah, it brought back a lot of like late middle school, early high school memories of like sitting down on my N64 and really hearing the same 30-second loop of music. I just Tony Hawk is a special game. Those games, like even the old games, are like, man.
I'm assuming Twitch hasn't kicked nobody or DMCA'd nobody for the music.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Activision probably wrote that into their contract. Said, hey, we want people to stream Tony Hawk, and the music is a big part of that. So maybe chill a little bit on that. On those hits.
It does nothing for me, so I'm not getting it. So
you can't stream it even if those songs are part of the game.
You can turn the music off, but like the music is such a big part of what I think people love about Tony Hawk, and like if you're not gonna have the music, then why bother? They they did this HD remake on 360 and PS3 a while ago, and it didn't have any of the music in it, and people hated it.
I would imagine so. I mean, it's so fun. Like if I'm thinking of skateboarding, I want to have that ambiance. I want to have that music in the background.
Yeah, and it's cool. They actually let you customize the soundtracks because like you can like turn on and off any song you want through the playlist. You can mark it to just Tony Hawk 1 songs. You can mark it to just Tony Hawk 2 songs. You can mark it to just the new songs that they've added. And then you can turn each song on and off individually. So it's really cool. It's
Did it ever have a story campaign?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a story, but like you go through like the first level and you do so many of the objectives to unlock the next level, and then you go to the next level and do objectives, and then once you complete every objective and every course, you get like you unlock the secret characters, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other unlocks that you can do. And honestly, they set it up to where they're probably going to have Tony Hawk 3 and 4 as DLC in this game.
We're on the same engine and everything.
Oh yeah, they have all the same moves. They have everything ready to go for it. They have the Tony Hawk 3 and 4 movesets in there. They have the little hooks in there that will eventually, if they don't add 3 and 4 to this game, I will be surprised. I will be shocked.
It just makes sense.
Nah.
How do you like how they've updated some of the levels? Like Timmy, my boyfriend, was showing me the mall, and he was saying, "Oh, it's dilapidated. Like it's reflecting a mall 20 plus years later."
Yeah, everything is like, it's weird because all these levels look like they exist 20 plus years later, and all of the skaters are what they look like now, not what they looked like in 1997 or whatever. It's really funny to be, because I'm playing as Tony Hawk, and it's really funny to play as like a 50-year-old Tony Hawk instead of a 30-year-old Tony Hawk. It's fun though. Plus, like Tony Hawk's kid is in it because he's old enough to be in it now.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's really funny to see that. And like some of the skaters that used to be like super skitty they now have like beer guts and like they're out of shape and stuff. But they and that's just what they look like in the game. So it's fun. Plus they have new skaters in there too. Like there's a couple new female skaters in there, which is cool. There's a couple skaters of color in there that weren't in there before. Like there's a lot of customizability
updates
too. So yeah.
And I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate and look from Corey about this, but I'm just like, I know everybody's getting their Tony Hawk's 1 and 2, but can I get my Skate or Die remake from Konami? I love Skate and Die.
I have that cartridge for my Game Boy. You can just have it.
Oh wow. I prefer the NES, not the Game Boy.
Well,
Skate or Die was the game.
Too bad I don't have it for NES, so you're getting the Game Boy version. So anyways, before we get into our topics, Ed, there's breaking news. I don't know if you saw this, but it's super breaking news. Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 Complete Edition might have been leaked for Switch.
Yeah! No way. When did this get revealed?
It hasn't been revealed. There's just been listings up because that company is making Planet Coaster for next gen. And let's see here. This is the Nintendo Life article. It was posted 53 minutes ago.
I just hopped on Nintendo Life too. I see it.
Yeah. So, yet another upcoming Nintendo Switch release appears to have been leaked ahead of schedule. This time around, it's Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 Complete Edition has reportedly been spotted in the back end of the Switch eShop. It was apparently added at the start of this month on September 1st, which supposedly indicates the game is ready to go. We just need an official reveal now. The team behind this title is Frontier, the same publisher and developer that announced Jurassic World Evolution Complete Edition for the Nintendo Switch at this year's Digital Gamescom event. So, man, I really wish I wouldn't have spent that crappy money on that crappy port of whatever Rollercoaster Tycoon thing that Atari put out last year. That game is atrocious. I'm sorry. That was terrible. You might as well just download the mobile game and wait like a day for your turns to come back, and then you'll just so bad.
Look, I tried to give it that questionable content, but then Corey just went on about it on how bad it was. I'm just like, yeah, this game is
it's bad.
Garbage.
It's terrible.
Because I love me and Corey talk about Rollercoaster Tycoon 3, and I love it for just making the roller coasters. And I hope it did. As funny as it is, I hope it does come to Xbox or in PlayStation 4.
I'm sure it will.
Because
but we're getting Planet Coaster though, which is essentially just an upgraded version of Rollercoaster Tycoon 3. Like I have Planet Coaster on PC, and I can't tell you how much it plays like Rollercoaster Tycoon 3, because it's the same team. Like it's that team.
But Planet Coaster has more, I want to say mechanics. I don't know. Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 feels like it's a little bit easier to digest, to make roller coasters and stuff. And now I was looking at some of Planet Coaster. I'm just like, ooh, this looks a little bit complicated. But if you really sit down and you learn this game, you can really make some cool stuff. And it offers more than just what Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 did.
Yeah.
So
all right,
I'm still buying both of them.
We're getting into our topics here. We're going to kind of retouch on the Super Mario 35th anniversary. Of course, you can check out our direct recap show for the full kind of breakdown. Just kind of going to go... There's two parts of this, actually. We're going to talk about what we are excited for the 35th anniversary Mario stuff, and then we're going to see how Nintendo can rekindle this magic for Zelda and Metroid next year. So... Celeste, since you're the one that wasn't on the direct recap show, what did you like about it? What got you excited? Did anything get you excited, first of all? And if so, what was it?
I was really excited to see the Game & Watch. That's going to be an awesome collector's item.
Yeah.
We're hoping to grab one for $50. That's going to fly off shelves, digital, and digitally and in stores. That looks really cool. I'm really excited about Super Mario 3D All-Stars, those games. For $60 for 3 awesome titles. I'm so happy that people have the chance to play these games if they haven't had the chance yet, especially Super Mario Sunshine. A lot of people have talked about wanting to play it, and now they finally have that chance. And like Corey was saying in the recap, I do wonder if Galaxy 2 will be like an extension of Galaxy or some kind of downloadable content. And I'm wondering if after the 6-month period, after the digital purchase runs out, if that time period runs out, I wonder if they're going to just allow these games to be available individually instead of in that pack.
Yeah, that's what we were kind of talking about, where like Mario 64 maybe like $25, $30, and $40 respectively, or like, talking about Mario Galaxy 2 is like the big omission, which is a lot of people's favorite 3D Mario game, right? Like it just built upon what Galaxy did so well, added Yoshi, added a bunch of new levels, and there you go, right? Like I have to imagine that they are keeping it a secret, or maybe some sort of secondary marketing beat. Like to me, it's a Star Fox 2 situation where if you complete a certain amount of things in Galaxy 1, you unlock Galaxy 2. There's no way they're omitting their best 3D Mario game from this collection.
I hope not. And I'm really excited about that. We pre-ordered it already, the physical copy, and I'm happy, like I was saying earlier, with the original Super Mario All-Stars being available on the Switch, Super Nintendo Online. I'm really happy to have that. I used to rent that all the time. So much fun. And as a kid, it kind of blew my mind that the graphics were updated because, as you guys know, if you compare what they look like to their original games on the NES, they look updated. They're more colorful. So that's really neat. And I love playing as Princess Toadstool in Super Mario Brothers 2. Those, the Mario Kart game, the augmented reality, that looks really cool.
Yeah.
I can't say that I will buy it, but I think it will be an awesome holiday present for people.
That's what we said. It was like it'll be a good Christmas present for families, for like kids and stuff.
Yeah, and it's really just amazing that we are at that level in the world that we can do those kinds of things with technology, and I think it's going to be really fun for people.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my thoughts. I was really excited about it, and some people I think online were whining and complaining, but there will always be people whining and complaining, and I say take your bad attitude and find something to make you happy.
Yeah. I mean, I would have liked to seen Mario 64 done in the Odyssey engine, like redone as like a major overhaul or whatever, but at the same time, that is a lot of work, and they would have probably sold that separately as its own game, right? Like as its own kind of SKU.
Like a remaster?
Yeah, like, I mean, just like a total remake from the ground up. I think they probably would have done... It would have been its own thing. And if you want to sell these games with minimal effort, I would say... I mean, they're upscaling these games, right? They're cleaning up the textures and everything. They look good still. Like, I think Sunshine and Galaxy specifically looks great. Upscaled. It's just people were disappointed that these weren't all redone in like the Odyssey engine, and people are concerned about Galaxy 2, which were the seem to be the biggest complaints online, which whatever, you're getting 3 great games at a $60 price tag, and all these people that are complaining are going to buy it anyway, right? I mean, I think that's like the silver lining, I guess you would call it.
That's what I said on the show. I'm just like, everybody's complaining about this month thing, but you already got a pre-order or you already bought it already online. So it don't matter if they did it in for 4 weeks. If you're going to buy it, you're going to buy it. You have that availability to buy it.
Yeah. So,
Nintendo's laughing all the way to the bank. Let's be real.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah. And once the 6 months, period is over, like, I guarantee you all these games will be sold separately at some point, and I think Galaxy 2 will be there too.
I feel like they'll probably stop the physical and just sell it digitally that way.
Yeah, I mean, they could do that. Like, I get the limited run on the anniversary collection physically, right? Like, I have the 25th anniversary collection still sealed, actually. And it's just like, I get that part of it, but digitally, I think that this is a weird time thing. But you can't just not sell these games, right? Like I don't know, but I'm excited for this collection. Mario 64 is one of my favorite games of all time. It's the game that cemented, I guess. I think it's the game that made me want to do this all the time.
Wow, so, that's a testament.
Yeah, and it's funny because, like, I don't like 3D Mario games, which is funny. It's just, like, Mario 64 was, like, this weird game that was like, oh, my gosh, this is what 3D games are going to be in the future. And then, obviously, we got Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and moved on to GameCube stuff, and then the rest is history. So, I don't know. I'm excited for this collection. I think I'm more excited for the 3D world and the expansion to that, honestly.
Oh, the Bowser furry.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
It's called Bowser's Fury, right? Is that the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because when I first heard it or read it, I was like, Bowser's furry. At first, and I was like, wait, what? Because they all dressed in cat suits, so I thought it had something to do with that.
It's Cat Bowser. I don't know.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Oh, of course.
So it's I'm more excited for that because that is the Mario game. I think that Mario should just be done like that forever for the rest of forever. Mario 3D World is absolutely one of the, if not the best Wii U game. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Besides Breath of the Wild, but it's also on Switch, so
it's fun.
It's up there with me for Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Wow.
And Bayonetta 2. But like, just to reiterate, like I loved everything about this, like the Mario 35 player kind of battle thing. I want to see how many people are like really bad at Mario games, like old school traditional games.
Oh,
I have a chance to win and come out number one compared to what I do in Tetris 99, where I just get dominated.
This game is what Tetris 99 was for me when it came out. Like Ed's the Mario guy here. Ed loves Mario, and this game is gonna be your Tetris 99, I think.
Yes.
So.
I like you said, so that's the Game & Watch, of course, the Mario 3D World, and the 3D collection. Is just like there's so much goodness that's there for Mario to like really celebrate, and I think they're doing 6 months because like I was talking about the year of Luigi, how it's just like they had a year planned, but not so much came out from that, and so to cut time on that, they'd be like, we're just gonna give you these games and that's it. Like in Galaxy 2, I'm not so much worried about not coming to Switch or anything.
It'll be there. It'll come out at some point. I bet after this 35th anniversary collection, honestly, Ed, and I wanted to talk to you about this at some point, but we just never got around to it. But maybe they have 2 separate collections after this where 64 and Sunshine are bundled together, and Galaxy 1 and 2 are bundled together at some point.
I could see that. I mean, yeah, I could see that. I think with them not remaking everything in the Odyssey engine, I think they would have been like, why would we put energy and money into remaking these old games when we could just make a brand new Mario game? Yeah. Do an Odyssey 2 because we know how successful that game sold.
Yeah.
Everything.
I mean, even like we think of Nintendo as this huge company because they're so well known and everything. They're actually like compared to like EA and Microsoft and Sony and you know some of these major publishers, Nintendo's actually relatively small and their resources are actually relatively limited. And you know, a lot of people think that you can just throw money at things and it'll happen, but Nintendo is so protective of their IP and so protective of their games that, like, you know, they put the effort into what's needed, and then they just kind of, you know,
they want to sell you a high quality product.
Yeah,
and so they want to make sure that when they put it out, that people are going to get something out of it. Like your money is not really going to go to waste and stuff. So I know the 3D collection is coming out for $60. But you know, people did the same thing with Grand Theft Auto when it came to Xbox One and stuff. They paid $60 for a game, even though it's still modern. They still paid $60 for a game that they already own on past systems, even with little added stuff. So it's just like, and I know they didn't have a time limit for it, but that happens with a lot of games and remasters. If they come out at a higher price or a regular $60 price, if you are a fan of it, you're going to pay it. You're going to get that game and stuff. And it's more, like you said, Celeste, it's more of a collector's item in a sense. You know, you don't have to buy the physical. You can just buy the digital and still enjoy it and still have fun with it. you're getting 3 games for $60. They're not charging you for 1 game for $60 or $30 each or something. It's like everything is there. So
yeah. So the one thing that I kind of want to discuss is that next year there's 2 more anniversaries coming up for a major IP, Zelda and Metroid. I think we all have an idea of what we would really like for Zelda's 35th anniversary. Metroid has a little bit less to go off of, and also, as much as we talk about Metroid, it's not one of Nintendo's more popular franchises. So, what do you guys want to see from each of these anniversaries? I guess is the real question here.
You go first, Ed.
So out of Metroid, I don't really mind the Prime series. Everybody's just like, well, give me the Trilogy Prime. You had a chance to do that when the Wii came out, whatever, and GameCube. So that's too much of expected. I think I would really love to see more of just. I actually wouldn't want any collection of Metroid. I would actually like to see kind of. If I had to have a collection, of course, Zero Mission and Fusion, I would want. Just put those 2 games together. Me and Asa, he joked about would anyone play Federation Force on Switch, and I'm like, I would get that.
I
game
liked
and
Federation Force. I don't care what people say. I like that game.
Like I want to play the Metroid pinball and stuff. Like I want to play that game because it came to DS and I never got a chance to play that. So like some of the odd stuff I would like to play. What I would really want them to do is I would really like Mercury's Steam to remake Super Metroid. If I was going to do anything, because of the way they did Samus Returns, that's such a great game, and people it should have sold better than what the sale numbers. I mean, Nintendo was kind of happy. They sold, I think, 500,000 copies or past that,
which isn't a lot for a console that sold 80 million units. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. I mean, I also think they had that game in development for 3DS because they weren't aware of how popular the Switch is going to be by the time that game came out. The Switch, I don't think anybody was expecting the Switch to be that popular.
Yeah.
Especially coming off of the Wii U, especially, third-party support was not there at launch.
Which I still feel we've had that discussion, Celeste.
Yeah, we don't need to have that discussion again at this point.
So, but I think now with Mercury Steam, if they could go and do a Super Metroid remake, give me that for the 35th. I don't really need a collection of the Metroid games because we'll get a collection here for America. They don't really care about it in Japan. And Europe, they're trying to get people to really buy the game in Europe, so they'll give them all the collection stuff and special stuff that we in America will want and stuff. So it don't really need. I mean, Metroid kind of needs to be more celebrated here in America than anywhere else. Where Legend of Zelda could be celebrated in Japan and America, and maybe somewhere in the UK, but mostly here in America and Japan. Goodness, as much as I hate to say it, good googly moogly, I would need them to fix the Legend of Zelda 2. And I think they would need to redo that whole game. Don't even make it 2D. Just like literally, I will put that thing in an Ocarina of Times kind of setting or a top-down setting and just redo that. That would be really
interesting if they made Zelda 2 in a 3D environment. Like if they made just like you took this top-down world and these 2D like villages and stuff and just made it 3D. That would be like That'd be really weird.
Yeah. I think they'll probably announce Hyrule Warriors 2. I would love to see that happen.
Yeah, that doesn't sound out of the realm of possibility.
I think Link Between Past and Link Between Worlds needs to be a collection, along with. I think the side games like Four Swords and stuff like that, I would just like to see as a eShop game, for $20 or something.
I mean, they could do Four Swords as a Nintendo Switch Online thing.
Well, Four Swords and Triforce Heroes. Put those two games together, because those are like the connective multiplayer. Then if they want to do, this is gonna sound weird, Phantom Hourglass, Wind Waker HD, and Spirit Tracks, they all want to do that as one collection. They can. Like Wind Waker HD is the main one, but then you get these bonus 2 games that is part of the Wind Waker universe.
Yeah.
And then you could do Twilight Princess by itself, and you could do Skyward Sword by itself. I think those games are big enough for them to have their own. And then they did a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild collection, did they? Where it's the game and the DLC together.
I don't think they ever did.
I think that's going to come out, and then you
can buy it digitally. You can buy it digitally that way, but you can't. They never released a physical edition with the DLC in it.
Okay. I think they should do that for like a new print, and then be like you get the special amiibo, and then we really don't need so much of Link's Awakening, but actually do a sale, like drop the price on Link's Awakening, or a box combo pack like the Twilight Princess one that you got. So that's where you do that you get this like awesome box with like great artwork, that amiibo, and the game for $60.
Maybe. Celeste, what do you like? What would you want from like an anniversary for these? I know you're not steeped in like the Metroid lore like we are, and like excited for certain games or whatever. But like just as like an anniversary thing, what would you like to see from these types of franchises?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know much about Metroid. I've just never played any of the games. In fact, the first time I learned about Samus was Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo 64. But I think it'd be cool to have some packs like they're doing with Mario, have some different Metroid games, port some Metroid games. Is there anything available right now on the Switch?
Not for Metroid.
No.
The rumor's been for a while that they're going to port the Metroid Prime Trilogy, the 2 games that were on GameCube and one was on Wii. There is a Wii collection of the trilogy where they added motion controls to the first 2 games and made them widescreen and whatever. That they were going to port that collection to Switch at some point, and the rumor is actually that collection is done and waiting for a, no pun intended, like a prime spot in a lineup to where maybe Nintendo's short on games, that they can just put this out and be like, hey, here's your Metroid Prime Trilogy collection. A lot of people think they're waiting closer to Metroid Prime 4 also, so they can generate hype around the 4th game by releasing the first 3.
But yeah, Prime 4 is still in development. And
I don't know. Let's not go there. But
yeah, that I would like to see people have a chance to play some Metroid games on the Switch. It'd be cool if they came out with a completely new game.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. For Zelda, I would absolutely love Skyward Sword to be ported so that I can have a more enjoyable gameplay experience. Even though I did beat it.
The thing is like that rumor, like they listed some there was like an Amazon listing, like Amazon UK listing for it or something. Mm-hmm. And like the description still said that there's motion controls are still required, which actually kind of leads into the next thing that we're going to talk about after this. But like, why? No, just no.
It's fine if it's optional, but required.
It's the 64DD Zelda. Did they ever?
The Master Quest. It's out. It was out on GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I have the disc.
Yeah, it's hard.
I think they will probably add that for a collection.
There's cows in the giant fish.
There's cows in the giant, so you can get your milk.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Jabu Jabu?
Yeah.
Lord Jabu Jabu? Oh, yeah. I would like to see, like, I think it'd be cool to have an Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask bundle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'd really like to see that.
I would love that.
Obviously, Breath of the Wild 2. That'd be fantastic. If it's slated to come out for next year, I'm not holding my breath on it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But, gosh, what else could they have? That'd be cool. Ed, you made me think, wouldn't that be cool if they had a Zelda 2 Game & Watch?
Yeah.
They probably will. I could see them putting a Mario one out this year. They would probably put like a Metroid one out next year with like Metroid 1 and the Game Boy one. Like, I could totally see them doing that. I could see them doing a Zelda one with just like Zelda 1 and 2 on it. Like, these Game & Watches, I could see them doing that for these anniversaries. Oh, man, now that's all I'm thinking about.
Do y'all want to know a confession I have to make that might get me, I don't know, kicked out of anything related to Zelda?
I mean, Ed hasn't been kicked off this show in 6 years, so. And he hasn't beaten Breath of the Wild yet, so.
I have no, like, I'm
dig
okay.
It in, Corey, just dig it in.
I'm okay if I never play the original Zelda or Zelda 2. Like, I will live.
I don't like Zelda 2 at all. So you're not. I've tried to play it so many times and I just can't. So the original Zelda's fine. I don't know if the series starts getting good until A Link to the Past. And, like, don't get me wrong, Zelda 1 was revolutionary, right? An open world, do whatever you want, go over wherever you want, type gameplays thing. But, like, it was really refined with A Link to the Past, I think.
Yeah, Link to the Past, and then the way that Link's Awakening on the Game Boy.
Or what they could do if Breath of the Wild 2's not ready next year.
Oh, that game was way not ready.
I think you're wrong about that. But they could take the team that did Link's Awakening and remake the original Legend of Zelda in the Link's Awakening engine.
Then I would play it.
Yes. Ed, don't even say anything. I know what you're thinking.
I hurt your feelings, Ed? If I say
no, it's no. That I think the thing about it is how would you go about that?
What do you mean?
Creating it in that engine?
Not so much created in that engine. Do you keep it where you don't really explain anything?
Yes.
Or do you actually give it a story?
I mean,
like
I think
Link's Awakening?
I think you could do little, like, they could update it, right? Like, I think Link's Awakening does a pretty decent job of making it a better overall experience than the Game Boy version, right? Like, I think it does, which I actually want to go back to that game at some point and finish it. But
because there's a lot of enemies that's in the first Legend of Zelda that's not in the series anymore.
That's fine.
I'd play it.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's fine.
So, I mean, if no one hasn't played the one on the NES Online, then yeah, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was some of my only concerns, just like how would you go about the story. That's all.
Yeah, it doesn't need a story. It's fine.
I don't know. I mean, if they would decide to add some things to enrich the story, I'd be fine with that. It's just, Link's Awakening the remake is so precious. I love it. I need to beat it. I'm on the last dungeon, and it's one of those things where you put it down because life happens or something else. I don't know. You know how it goes.
Yeah, I played it probably religiously for like a week, and I got to the third dungeon, and then I put it down, and I haven't picked it up since. And I was like, God, stuff just happens, it's just like something else came out probably, or I don't know.
What else could they release next year for Zelda? Maybe some figurines, some amiibo.
I could see some amiibo. Definitely.
I I don't know. I mean, they don't really have anything with like Mario Kart. Like Ed was saying, I think a Hyrule Warriors 2 would be pretty cool. I'm really just concerned
You know what?
about.
Would you like to? Would you like me to read my
Sword.
list? Would you like me to read my list of predictions for next year?
Oh no! Before you go, Corey, can they release the Nintendo Power comic book of The Legend of Zelda?
That would be nice.
They can re-release like a hardback version of it.
Yeah.
I actually have that one. I have the full comic. I found it at Walmart when I was about 8, and I'm very, very lucky.
Yeah, because I don't know if they ever put that like in a graphic novel or anything.
I have the full thing. Like, it's not Nintendo Power. I have it like the actual full comic.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's readily available. It's by Shitaru Ishinomori. Yeah, that's the one I have. It came out in 1993.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if okay, let me look on Amazon.
Because that and Metroid had, and the Nintendo Power, they had comics for that, and I think the Metroid one led up to Super Metroid at the time.
You can go ahead and order the paperback of it for about $17 on Amazon.
Oh, but Corey, go ahead with your predictions.
Okay, so some of this is really out of this world, not happening. Some of this I think is pretty likely to happen. So I think we're gonna get 2 Zelda collections next year. I think we're gonna get the Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, 3DS HD versions. I think they're just going to be upscaled versions of those games. I don't think they're going to be like full remakes or anything. But I also think we're going to get Minish Cap and the 2 Oracle games as a collection next year. Not really remade or anything, just like a collection as is, whatever.
Kind of like the Final Fantasy one.
Yeah.
That they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're going to get a Metroid Prime HD trilogy next year. I think we're going to get Samus Returns HD next year, which is the 3DS one.
Before you go, Corey, do they... Oh, no, that's Link's Awakening DX. Oh, sorry. I thought the Oracles had color versions too.
They do.
Okay.
I think they came out for Game Boy Color.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a Zelda Capcom,
like
the Zelda Capcom collection. I think they could do that, like a Zelda Capcom collection. I think next year is just going to be full of Zelda ports, and then we'll get. I think Breath of the Wild 2 is not coming out next year. I think that is their game that they're putting out, like where Mario 3D World is coming out next year. I think 2022, that's where Breath of the Wild comes out. Breath of the Wild 2 is that February-March slot of 2022.
I can see that.
Because first-party games tend to do better in the spring. Across the board. Across, Xbox and PlayStation also. Those games seem to do better in the spring.
And it will be 5 years.
Yep.
If we think of the development and stuff. Mm-hmm. Not so much the announcement, but how they say that Zelda's always released after 5 years in development.
Yeah. But I do think we're going to get a Metroid Prime HD trilogy next year. I think that's kind of a lock. I think we're going to get Samus Returns as a lock. I think we're going to get a Ubisoft collaboration project next year in the vein of Mario plus Rabbids, but with either Metroid or Zelda. That's my outlandish prediction. Ed, stop ruining my fun. Go eat your snack cakes or whatever you have sitting there, your apple cider honey buns or whatever they are.
Donuts.
Oh, I would love some apple cider honey buns.
That does sound good.
That's my prediction, though, is Ubisoft has a project that they're working on with Nintendo, and it's going to be... My real thought is it's going to be Mario plus Rabbids 2. I would like to see them do a tactics-style game with Zelda or Metroid. So that's my prediction for next year. I think it's just going to be full of Zelda and Metroid ports sprinkled in with like Mario Golf and like probably another Mario Party and maybe something else stupid that we weren't expecting. I wish Breath of the Wild 2 would be out next year. The more I'm thinking about it and how many Zelda games that they could possibly port to the Switch in some capacity, I still think Breath of the Wild is going to be a 2022 spring game.
That's what I said. I wonder, could Breath of the Wild 2 be on Unreal Engine 5 for Switch Pro?
No.
If that happens?
No. I just want a Twilight Princess and a Wind Waker port to the Switch.
Everybody wants that. It ain't new.
It is new. It's my new. No, it's not new. You're right. Everybody just wants it. My whole problem with Wind Waker, though, is it's stuck on 2 consoles that nobody bought, right? That's like the big issue with Wind Waker is it's stuck on 2 consoles that nobody bought, and that's just sad because it's one of the greatest Zelda games.
So good.
One of the game of the year, so.
All right. I know we've been running a little bit long, so we'll go quick on this topic here. Our last topic here is, Ed, you brought this to my attention in our chat, that there have been new patents for standalone Joy-Con controllers that do not attach to anything. That sure sounds like those go with the Switch Pro that might be coming out next year with attached controllers on the side, like I said last week. I'm waiting for my praise, Ed. You said you were going to praise my idea. I'm waiting for it. Hurry up and chew. I'm waiting for it.
This is insane, Corey, because you're literally right. Like, I seen this and I was just like, oh my goodness, Corey's dream. I'm like, what Corey said might come true. Like, I had to fall back. I'm like, I really can't say nothing. Now I'm like, I'm on Corey's side. I mean, I didn't really disagree with you or anything, but I was just wondering, like, how would they do that? And I just looking at when I sent Corey the story, and I was just like, take a look at the picture, because I really love that design, just that oval shape kind of design while still having the back way to it. I'm like, this looks really cool. Like, I could see this for a Switch Pro, or if they did decide to do it, by itself, like a standalone, I would definitely buy it.
The other thing that this could be too is, like, we were talking about Zelda ports and everything. Like, these would be really interesting. Like, if the Switch Pro comes out next year, this would be a really interesting way to get Skyward Sword into people's hands, honestly. If you just had these cool, unique Joy-Cons that came with the game, and you're like, oh, well, these don't attach to anything. And, like, I don't know. I really like the design. I think it fixes what they have issues with probably going to have new innards to fix the Joy-Con drift stuff. But I think if they're going to move forward with games with motion control, but they also want to sell the Switch Pro or whatever, like, this is a good way to circumvent that, right? And you know, my nephews love using the Joy-Cons for Mario Kart. Like, they don't want to use the real controllers. They want to use the Joy-Con. And they love games with motion control. They love it. They still think 1-2 Switch is the best game ever made for Switch. And I'm like, you kids are insane. But yeah, I like the design. I think that this is a good way. This is like a good middle ground for a Switch Pro, and you still wanting to use motion controls, and having games like Mario Party and, you know, 1-2 Switch and Ring Fit, right? You still have that too. So,
right, and if they're comfortable in people's hands, I mean, why not?
Yeah. Celeste, thoughts?
It looks cool. I don't really have an opinion on it. I'm not trying to jinx myself, but I've been one of the lucky people who hasn't had to deal with the drift on the Joy-Cons or anything. Now, I know a lot of people have had to deal with it. It looks really cool. I'm eager to see how ergonomic it is and how it plays. But yeah, it's neat. More options are always a good thing, I think.
I hope they pack Wii Sports HD in with these things.
Oh, Wii Sports. Now, do you want it to be motion control?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would love to do some Wii bowling again. Like, I would love that. I mean, I've always said, like, if, like, the Wii is old... It's going to make you feel old. The Wii is old enough now to have people feel nostalgic for the Wii, right? And what a way to bring those out. If you had white Joy-Cons, like all white Joy-Cons with Wii, like Wii Sports HD, or I don't know, you could call, maybe Wii Sports Switch or whatever they want to call it, and pack it in with these Joy-Cons. Because remember how Wii Play sold? Remember how all those games that had a Wii remote attached to the game sold? Like, what was it? Wii Play, Wii Sports Resort, all these games that had a Wii remote pack in with it.
Zelda, Skyward Sword. I had a remote.
Yeah. So, that's just my thought. I think that these are cool. This makes me really hope that the Switch Pro has a proper D-pad and just like a real control, like just the controllers are attached, and these are the things you buy if you want to play motion control games. So, but if no one else has anything else to say about these, I guess we could get out of here, because it is kind of late and I'm tired, and I'm sure you guys are tired. Ed, you worked all day. I'm sure you're tired. But yeah, this was fun. I love Monday nights. Nintendo Mondays, my favorite day of the week.
It's a nice start to the week.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, plus I washed my other hat because it was getting kind of, my kid played with it and she had some food, and it's kind of gross. So I'm wearing this other hat that I realize is too small, and I've been wearing it the whole show, and I have a splitting headache from wearing a hat that's too small.
Oh, you poor thing.
I should have switched it out before we started, but I was like, nope, too late. So my head hurts so bad. It's so ridiculous how bad my head hurts with this hat.
Well, let's go and bring you some relief.
So I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening to this episode of Nintendo Power Block. You can catch us live every Monday night here on Twitch, or you can listen to it on your podcast feed on Wednesdays. Yeah, I'm very excited to play some more Paper Mario, honestly, and it's gonna be fun. Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode, and check out Optional Opinion on SoundCloud and other podcast apps, and check me on Boss Rush Podcast and World 11 Podcasts.
Celeste?
I am Fairy Crypt on Instagram and Twitter, and I'm also with Another Zelda podcast. You can find them on Twitter and Instagram as well, and wherever you listen to podcasts. And we have some really cool 1v1s up right now on Boss Rush Games, and I have some other ones coming up. Corey's been really awesome about editing them and getting them out there.
Yeah, I still feel really bad about the audio issue we had with David's. It was I was like, oh no, I hate that. I hate that when that happens.
It happens. There are podcasts I listen to where they have to put out a tweet or a message saying, hey, we're having some technical issues. It's not you. It's not just that incident.
I know. There's been episodes of stuff that Ed and I have recorded before that just the audio just cuts out like halfway through and it never comes back. Yeah, I'm. You're killing it with these interviews. I'm like, man, Celeste is working harder than I am. It's like,
no, I don't know about that.
But they're really fun. I know Kim Chica's is this Friday. You interviewed an artist, which is really cool, and Nellie's I think is coming up, and there's a lot of interviews coming up. I'm very excited for those. So, Celeste,
I enjoy them.
Great job on that.
Oh, thank you. I learned from the best.
Good job, Ed. You taught her well. Definitely not me.
Oh, thank you.
So you can find me at IamCoreyInHD on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on a plethora of content here on Boss Rush Games. If you're watching live, remember to tune in tomorrow night for Crossroads, the PlayStation Podcast. Episode 3 is going live tomorrow night. If you are not listening live, remember to like, subscribe, rate, and review on whatever podcast service or channel you are listening to us on. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next week, we love you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.